On this episode of Power and Grace, the 2015 Georgia Gymdogs.
Inspire our players.
Georgia has the win over 18th ranked LSU.
I'll try to improve from last year to this year, and we'll see how everything goes.
Dogs on top, 1-0.
I think the last two meets that we have improved. There has been more depth, definitely, but I think there's this fire and spark in our team. A definite boost of confidence going into LSU from these past two meets, but I feel like we just kind of, changed overnight from the Denver meet to the Kentucky meet. So I think going into this LSU meet, we're trying to continue riding on that confidence, but also, digging deep into our routines and seeing exactly where we can get, half a tenth here and half a tenth there, because we can't just focus on a routine to improve. We have to focus on the nitty-gritty now, because it's obvious that we're capable as a team, but it's just how can we present that to the world, for the world to see.
Yeah, you definitely walk into an arena like that, and Dana put it exactly how it is. Every athlete wants to compete in that kind of arena. Even though they weren't there for us and they weren't, the most amazing crowd, but it's adrenaline rush. And so for us to walk in there, it just, we stayed in our Bulldog bubble, and it's just kind of a we're gonna prove you wrong type of thing. And so I just had that kind of adrenaline going, and vault was awesome. Coming off bars, it was huge, and I was already having an awesome night, and I just wanted to continue that. And so vault was just, it wasn't my best warm-up, but I knew, like I said, I could trust my training and go out there and hit it. I think pretty much if you can deal with the Florida crowd and deal with that kind of thing, and you've already done it, then you're pretty much prepared for anything. I mean, going into LSU, it's going to be the exact same thing. We don't have our home crowd, but we're going to take that energy and use it to our advantage. And I think that the underclassmen have done a fabulous job going out there and competing and just staying in their own zone and not letting any distractions get to them. And so I think, if they need help, then I'm definitely there for them, but I think they do an awesome job on their own, just preparing themselves and being ready.
I look at the bars and just kind of visualize myself going on the bars before I go, and then Jay comes up with his stern eyes and tells me, you know, exactly what I need to do in my keywords. I salute to the judges, and it's just one big last deep breath before I go. I run up to the board and jump on the board, grasp the bar, and I know that I'm ready to roll. I do a kip cast a handstand, and I gotta make sure I hit that first handstand because that's the first thing the judges see. So once I hit that first handstand, I go into a stalder and make sure that comes up on top of the bar. To set me up for my Rikna, which is my release move. And as I'm doing my Rikna, I try and look at the ceiling and look at the lights above, just as a guidance point to make sure I open up. And then I see the bar for what it feels like miles. I see the bar and I catch it. It's all kind of a blur, that cast a handstand after that, because it's just such a high that I just caught this release move. But I do this cast a handstand, and again, you want to hit every handstand on top. So I hit that handstand and go to my bail, which again is more of a blur just because everything is so together. So I do my bail, have that on top, go to a stalder transition in between the bars and make sure that rises super high so I can get a good glide kip into my last cast, which again you want to hit. And then you do 2 giants into my double at dismount. And on those giants, I have to make sure I don't go too fast, or else I have no idea where I am. So I gotta make sure I take my time and do a good tap into those giants. When I'm going to the dismount, I try and look at my toes on my release to make sure I'm at a good point in release. From then, it's just kind of floating down and seeing the landing. And once I see the landing, I want to make sure I hold that landing and show everybody there that I've stuck this dismount and that I just nailed that bar routine. And then just salute and turn back to see my teammates running towards me. And that's probably the greatest feeling ever, is knowing that you have had your team's back and you did your job.
By our players.
Georgia has the win over 18th ranked LSU.
I'll try to improve from last year to this year, and we'll see how everything goes.
Dogs on top, 1-0.
Up next, Brittany Rogers. Brittany mounts the high bar. Kip cast just a little short. Starter. Huge Rikna. She prepares for her transition to the low bar. Back up to the high bar. Looking to finish the bar routine strong. She prepares for her dismount. Double layout, and just a tiny hop. Up next, a very consistent bar worker, Brandy J. Takes to the high bar. That's beautiful. Transition to the low bar, nice and tight. Double layout, and she takes just a tiny hop. The Gymdogs are going to count that score. Next up, young freshman Natalie McEwen. She approaches the table. Yurchenko full, and that's her first stick of the season. She's going to be happy with that. Gigi Marino, these freshmen are really making an impact in this lineup. She approaches the table with a huge 1.5, and that was a great ball from Gigi. Brandy J takes down the runway with a huge Yurchenko 1.5, and she sticks it yet again. The team likes it, and they're screaming for a 10. Up next in the third spot of the lineup, Mary Beth Box. She has her first pass with a huge double pike. You take a look back, you can see that she gets great height off of the floor. That's just beautiful. She has for her last pass a huge double tuck, and that's a great floor routine for her. Very good. Full of enthusiasm, and she runs over her team as they congratulate. Great routine. For the last rotation of the day, junior Brittany Rogers. Cat lead. Nice split there. That's very clean. And that's the Rogers. Crowd is always pleased with that. Gets ready for a dismount, back handspring full, a tiny hop, but that was a great routine. That should be a very solid score for the Gymdogs. And to finish off the day in Baton Rouge, Ashlyn Broussard. Back handspring layout, she nails it every time. If you take a look back, you can see she only has one arm on that back handspring. For her acro aerial split jump, and that's a nice split. She looks very confident as she prepares for her dismount. Cat leap, gainer full. Nice routine for Ashlyn Broussard. And that will be a fine road score for the Gymdogs.
Certainly vault was much improved overall, just better quality vaults, better landings. That was exciting. I thought we got off to a little bit of a rough start on bars, and floor and beam also could have been stronger, but 196.85 is still a good road score. It's still going to help us move up and sort of reach towards our goals. We absolutely still need to be better. We've got to be able to put 4 really strong events together. So I know that we're capable of that. We just left a little bit too much on the floor.
I think, and Dennis said as soon as we finished, she said we have a very important meet next weekend, and every meet is important. Just because it's LSU and they're ranked third doesn't mean we need to, step back and get shaken in our boots. So I think it's really important that we take each meet as the same meet, and, as just being aware that our team is here and not aware of what other team is on their side. So I think we're going to work on that at UNC, is just knowing that it doesn't matter the opponent, it just matters what we need to do as a team.
On the next episode of Power and Grace, the Gymdogs travel to Chapel Hill, North Carolina to take on the Tar Heels. That's next week on Power and Grace.